So, good afternoon, everyone. So, we are going to present you the first experiment of our fluid mechanics lab. Next slide, please. So, the aim of this experiment is to determine the friction in the pipes. The apparatus that we are going to use in this experiment are as follows. We are going to use pipes having different diameters connected to the differential manometer, a collecting tank, a stopwatch, and a scale. So this is the experimental setup where we have the collecting tank there, and we have valve which will help to we have inlet valve which will help to regulate the supply of the water, and then we have differential nanometer, and the scale is used to measure the flow of the liquid. So, before performing any experiment, we have to know what are the industrial application of this experiment. So, in engineering application, it is important to increase the pipe productivity, which means maximizing the flow rate capacity and minimizing head loss per unit length. So, according to the Darcy equation, for a given flow rate, the head loss decreases with the inverse fifth power of the pipe diameter. Doubling the diameter of the pipe results in a head loss decreasing by a factor of 32. So the amount of material required per unit length of the pipe and its installation cost nearly double. This means that energy consumption to overcome the frictional resistance in a pipe conveying a certain flow rate can be significantly reduced at a relatively small capital cost.
Now, let's come to the theory part. As the fluid flows through the pipe, there is resistance due to the viscous shear stresses within the fluid and the turbulence in the internal pipe walls. Therefore, there will be a loss of pressure in the fluid because energy is required to overcome these frictional forces. Also, there will be loss in energy when the fluid flows through fittings such as valves, elbows, contractions, expansions, etc. It is mainly due to the local flow separation as it moves through such fittings. The pressure loss in pipe flows is called as head loss. The frictional losses are referred to as major losses, while losses through the fittings are called minor losses. The sum of both the major losses and the minor losses is known as total head losses for the pipe flows. The pipe losses are dependent on various factors like viscosity of the fluid, size of the internal pipe diameter, internal roughness of the inner surface of the pipe, change in elevation between the ends of the pipe, material of the pipe, length of the pipe, and even on the type of flow. Let's discuss the three types of flow that are laminar, turbulent, and transitional. Laminar flow occurs when the fluid flows in parallel layers without adjacent mixing in between. In this type of flow, there are neither eddies nor cross currents. For laminar flow, Reynolds numbers is less than 2100. Turbulent flow occurs when the liquid is moving fast with mixing in between the layers. The speed of the fluid at a point changes in both magnitude as well as the direction. Here, Reynolds number lies above 4000. Transitional flow is a mixture of laminar flow and turbulent flow, with the turbulence flow in the center of the pipe and the laminar flow near the edges of the pipe. For transitional flow, Reynolds number lies between 2100 and 4000. Pipes with a smooth surface does not account for larger friction losses, whereas the pipes with the less smooth walls such as concrete, cast iron, steel fluid requires large energy to overcome the friction induced in the pipe due to the viscosity of the liquid. Rougher the inner wall of the pipe, more will be the pressure loss due to the friction. Now, let's proceed to the Darcy equation. The Darcy equation is a theoretical equation that predicts the frictional energy loss in a pipe based on the velocity of the fluid and the resistance due to friction. It is used to calculate head loss due to friction in turbulent flow. The equation is HF is equal to 4F LV square divided by 2GD, where HF stands for friction head loss, F is the Darcy resistance factor, L is the length of the pipe, D is the pipe diameter, V is the mean velocity, and G is the acceleration due to gravity.
Now let's see how this experiment is to be proceeded. First of all, a pipe is selected of required diameter. The range of the diameter can be 50 mm, 40 mm, 25 mm, 20 mm or 15 mm. The pipe which are not selected must be closed so as to prevent any type of error or fluid loss. Now, the main inlet valve is opened so that the water can flow through the selected diameter pipe. The pipe valve is opened and the knot of manometer is changed from isolated position to air vent position so as to remove any type of air bubbles prevalent in the pipe. Now, we wait until the steady flow is reached inside the pipe. Steady flow is defined as the condition when the position of a particle does not change with respect to time inside the fluid. As soon as the steady flow is achieved, the knot of the manometer reading is changed to read position. Now, the exit valve of the collecting tank is also turned on so that the water inside the pipe can continuously flow out. At this point, manometer readings are being recorded. Left limb reading and right limb reading are taken and head loss is calculated as per the requirement.
So from the procedure, we have observations and calculation. So when we take diameter of the pipe is equal to 50 mm, then length of the pipe is 3 m, and area of collecting tank is 3,500 centimeters square, and acceleration due to gravity is 981 centimeter per second square. So for the diameter 50 mm, we have to perform three trials. So left limb left limb reading and right limb reading we have got from this from manometer, and then we have to calculate head loss, and formula for head loss is equal to 12.6 into left limb reading minus right limb reading. Then we have time in seconds, and then we have to calculate actual discharge, which has formula Q act is equal to A into H by T, and its units are centimeter cube per second. And then we have to calculate velocity, which has formula V is equal to 4 into actual discharge divided by pi into d square, and its units are centimeter per second. And then there is analytic friction factor, which has formula F is equal to 2g dh divided by v square into L. And then we have to calculate average analytic friction factor. So from this we have got results for 50 mm diameter. The average analytic friction factor F is equal to 0.53.
Now, certain precautions are to be taken into account while performing the experiment. First of all, while recording or taking the measurements, we have to be very accurate. Next, we should not let any pipe left open except on which the experiment is to be performed. Third, make sure that the main inlet valve is completely open. Also, the apparatus should be leveled. Reading must be taken only when the flow is steady. 6. Parallax error must also be avoided while taking the manometric readings. Further, sources of errors can be the flow when the recording was taken might not be streamlined. Mechanical errors can be there in the apparatus. Main inlet valve might not be completely opened. Poor record keeping can also result in errors. Thank you.